Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Chaplain's Assembly that is entitled Remembrance. My name is Alan Wilson, and I'm one of the school chaplains here in Perth High School.
Hi, and I'm Bruce Lockhart, and I'm one of the other school chaplains. We've missed not being about for the past, couple of years almost, and grateful for this opportunity to help within this time of reflection, along with a great deal of thanks to the head team and others as we reflect at this important time of the year.
And as Bruce says, it is an important time of the year. At the end of the First World War, they created a day called Armistice Day. And on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we call that Armistice Day. And that takes place this Thursday. It corresponds to the time and the day when the First War, the Great War, ended. And it's an important day for many of us as we take time to remember just the horrors and the atrocities of wars and conflicts past and the toll this has taken on human life.
We're going to start off with a very well-known and powerful poem by John McCrae, In Flanders Fields.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row that mark our place. And in the sky the lark, still bravely singing, flies scarce heard amid the guns below.
We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields.
Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Thanks very much to everyone who took part in that rendition of In Flanders Fields. Beautifully read. Remembrance is a time where we look back and we look forward, and a time where we think about the future of our world. That's what's happened over the last 100 years of celebrating remembrance. And we find ourselves at a time when we too are looking back over the last 18 months perhaps, and looking forward and wondering about the world in which we are living. What sort of world do we want? What sort of world can we belong to and make a difference in? This is a world where there are many who are feeling isolated, many are feeling lost, and many feel alone. I wonder what we can do about it.
This actually reminds me of a story in the Bible about a man called Nehemiah, who started similarly at a point of what is going on, of hopelessness and of real devastation. In fact, he in the middle of it, there was great tears, and it was over a wall. Now, you might say a wall, but for them, this was incredibly, there are people, it was a very special wall, a wall that brought protection, security, kept them safe, gave the group an identity of who they were. And it was devastated, it was ruined. And he dedicated his life to rebuilding it. But when you read this story, he rebuilds it in the face of huge opposition against all odds. All the surrounding nations were trying to stop it, or at least that's only what it felt like to Nehemiah. But he built it. But you might be saying it's just a wall. But in rebuilding the wall brick by brick, what Nehemiah was doing with the people was rebuilding their lives, giving them back that sense of identity, bringing back meaning, purpose, value, but importantly, giving them that hope for a future, for a better future, not too dissimilar to where we are just now.
Bruce, that was so helpful. Rebuilding our lives, rebuilding other people's lives. And Nehemiah had to do that using his own gifts and talents. That sort of reminds me that we all have our unique talents and gifts that we can use to help others to rebuild their lives, to look out from just our needs to the needs of others and understand there are many other people in our world, in our school community, for example, that might be hurting, who are quietly hurting, who are really anxious and stressed and worried. But you could be the right person to help rebuild their lives. There's a wonderful passage, Bruce, that sometimes we read at wedding services, and maybe some of folks who are watching this right now will have heard it. Love is kind and patient, never jealous or boastful or proud. Love isn't selfish or quick-tempered. It keeps no record of wrong. It rejoices in the truth, but not in evil. I wonder what sort of school community, what sort of community in general would it be if we were to love like that, to look out for one another, to be like Nehemiah, and to build one another up in that sort of a way, to encourage, to provide hope, and to strengthen others.
Thanks, Alan. We're going to have another poem, We Shall Keep the Faith. And this poem was written by Monia Michael. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, but it's a very powerful poem that's in response to Flanders Fields.
Oh, you who sleep in Flanders Fields, sleep sweet to rise anew. We caught the torch you threw, and holding high we kept the faith with those who died.
We cherish too the poppy red that grows on fields where valor led. It seems to signal to the skies that blood of heroes never dies, but lends a luster to the red on the flowers that blooms above the dead in Flanders Fields.
And now the torch and poppy red wear in honour of our dead. Fear not that ye have died for naught. We've learned the lessons that ye taught in Flanders Fields.
Thanks again to those who read that poem for us. We're now going to enter this time where we will remember. That will involve a time of silence, and I really ask that you respect this time together. It's a very short time, but we would ask you just to keep the silence. Again, we are grateful to all those who are taking part in this part of the assembly.
They shall grow not old,
As we who are left grow old.
Age shall not weary them,
Nor the years condemn.
and the going down of the sun.
And in the morning,
We will remember them.